You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
Bears fans, now this would be massive capital for the #1 overall pick. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to get all Bears content right here on the podcast. Hey, Bears fans, happy Friday to every single one of you guys. I hope all you guys are doing well and ready for a good weekend coming up. I just heard a rumor going around. I was on social media and I felt the need to come on here and just discuss with you guys and engage with you guys a little bit. And I hope you guys engage with me on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. But obviously the big storyline going around the Chicago Bears is what are they going to do with the #1 overall pick? Trade Justin Fields and get Caleb Williams, or trade down from the #1 overall pick and get a massive draft capital for that #1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. But as I was going through social media, I found an article basically just indicating, and this is just a rumor at this point. This is no guaranteed report. This is not guaranteed to happen. This is just a underlining rumor. There's probably not even really a lot of smoke to it. This article was basically just saying that Las Vegas Raiders owner Mark Davis is interested in USC quarterback Caleb Williams and would be willing to trade up to the #1 overall spot in order to secure a guy like Caleb Williams. And once again, this is just a underlining rumor. Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. This could all just be false information that's in this article. It could just be an opinion of someone writing this article. They may want Caleb Williams. They want the Raiders and Mark Davis to trade up for USC quarterback Caleb Williams. But I think it's worth talking about because the draft capital that the Chicago Bears could actually get from the Las Vegas Raiders would be amazing. It would be absolutely franchise altering for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. Obviously, as it sits right now, the Las Vegas Raiders sit at number 13 overall in the 2024 NFL draft. So even though the Bears would still have a top 10 pick at that number 9 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, they would still drop 12 spots from that #1 overall spot to go all the way down to number 13 in order for the Las Vegas Raiders to move up to actually draft a quarterback like Caleb Williams. That is a far way down. That means you're missing out on a whole bunch of talent. You would be missing out on guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., Joe Alt, Olu Fashanu, Malik Neighbors, right? All those good players. Even if you do want Caleb Williams, you would be missing out on a guy like Caleb Williams. Obviously, if the Bears wanted Caleb Williams, they wanted to draft him at the #1 overall spot, they are not going to be trading away the pick. But just like a lot of people have been saying, Bears analysts, Bears YouTubers, Bears content creators, we have been saying that it may be too good to pass up for Ryan Poles to trade down once again and get massive draft compensation from a team like the Las Vegas Raiders. And before you guys sit here and say that this is very unrealistic, it's not going to happen. Once again, if Mark Davis falls in love, obviously they have their official head coach in Antonio Pierce, the brand new head coach. He's an interim head coach last year for the Raiders. They officially hired him to be the new head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. They have a new GM in Tom Telesco, the former GM of the Los Angeles Chargers. And I know when we look at a guy like that, he's not really aggressive. In his time with the Los Angeles Chargers, he doesn't take big swings. But once again, if Mark Davis goes to Tom Telesco and says, hey, we need Caleb Williams. I love Caleb Williams. He needs to be the new franchise quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. I think Tom Telesco and the Raiders will do everything in their power to move up 12 spots in order to get their franchise player in Caleb Williams. So once again, don't sit here in the comment section as I'm going through today's video saying this is very unrealistic. Anything can happen in the NFL draft, especially when a team falls in love with the player. So what this article was saying, Bears fans, that Mark Davis would be interested in moving up to the #1 overall pick to get quarterback Caleb Williams. And they just basically say what the cost would be. Obviously, they gave a blueprint of what the Carolina Panthers gave up in order to get Bryce Young a year ago. But once again, the Carolina Panthers were at number 9 overall. The Bears would have to move out of the top 10 in order for the Las Vegas Raiders to get Caleb Williams at the #1 overall spot in the 2024 NFL draft. So basically the article was saying that it's going to cost a little bit more compared to what the Chicago Bears got last year. They got DJ Moore, they got 2 first-round picks, and they got 2 second-round picks as well. So the price for Mark Davis and the Las Vegas Raiders to move up to the #1 overall spot is going to be hefty. But they broke it down and they gave a trade package that may just be a starting point This is not even a package that the Ryan Poles and the Bears may actually accept. This would just be a starting point for the number 1 overall pick. And they basically said 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, and a starting caliber player from the Las Vegas Raiders for them to move up to the number 1 overall spot in the 2024 NFL draft. And the article was basically saying, is it worth it for Mark Davis and the Las Vegas Raiders to actually make that move? And honestly, the argument can go both ways. If they are desperate, they need a quarterback, which the Las Vegas Raiders do need a quarterback very bad. They are going to be in a search for a new franchise signal caller as soon as next season, right? So it could happen, but at the same time, 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, and a starting caliber player, whether that's Devontae Adams, Max Crosby. That would be a whole lot of compensation to give up if you are Mark Davis and the Las Vegas Raiders. But once again, if the Raiders are desperate enough, if Mark Davis goes to Tom Telesco, the new general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders, says, hey, I want Caleb Williams. I'm in love with Caleb Williams. You need to do everything in your power to trade up to the number 1 overall spot so we can get him here in Las Vegas. I'm pretty sure Tom Telesco will do everything in his power and give up those 3 first-round picks, the 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, and a starting caliber player to get the number 1 overall pick from Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. But Bears fans, the funny thing about this article is they were just saying that the 3 first-round picks, the 2 second-round picks, the third-round pick, and a player could just be a starting point for the Raiders to move up, which would be absolutely insane because 3 first-round picks, 2 twos, a third-round pick, and a player is a lot. It's a lot to move up 12 spots. But once again, when you have a franchise-altering player, a generational talent that many believe is Caleb Williams, I think a lot of teams are going to go crazy. Unless the Chicago Bears are dead set on drafting Caleb Williams, I think Ryan Poles is going to have to listen. You're talking about 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, and possibly getting a guy like Max Crosby, for example, to move down to number 13, and you're still going to be in the top 10, Bears fans. It's not like we don't have that pick at number 9 overall. So at number 9 overall, you could still possibly get Rome Odunze from Washington to come in and be that game-changing receiver that we need. And at number 13, you can still probably get one of the better pass rushers. So this would be a good situation for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears to actually consider if true. So Bears fans, I just wanted to come on here really quick on today's episode of Kick on the Mic and just bring this to your attention. Once again, this is no official report. This is just a little rumor that's going around the Las Vegas Raiders organization. But once again, if Mark Davis really wants USC quarterback Caleb Williams and the Raiders fall in love with Caleb Williams, I think they will do anything in their power to trade up. And I think Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears will listen. So once again, Bears fans, let me ask you guys this. You are general manager Ryan Poles. You're in his shoes, right? And you have the number 1 overall pick. You are not sold on Caleb Williams. If Tom Telesco, Mark Davis, and the Las Vegas Raiders organization come to you and say, hey, Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears, we'll give you 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, and a player of your choosing. Are you accepting that deal? Or are you going to stay at number 1 overall and pick Caleb Williams? Let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. But all in all, Bears fans, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.